7-foot-long predators are sneaking into backyards. Snakes big enough to swallow deer whole. Tiny insects are destroying a multi-billion-dollar industry. And fish so toxic they can turn coral reefs into underwater graveyards. Florida isn't just under threat, it's under siege. These 15 invaders are multiplying at a terrifying pace, and experts warn they could wipe out entire ecosystems, cripple the economy, and even put human lives at risk. Which species are the deadliest, and why must Florida eliminate them before it's too late? Stay tuned. 1. The Nile monitor. Nile monitor lizards were introduced to Florida through the exotic pet trade. The African lizards grow up to 7 feet long and have incredibly powerful jaws. They raid bird nests, devour eggs, and attack pets in backyards. What makes them especially dangerous? Nile monitors are intelligent hunters. They memorize feeding patterns of native animals. They swim across canals to reach new territories. They even climb trees to ambush prey from above. Wildlife officials have documented them eating endangered burrowing owls and gopher tortoises. Their reproduction rate creates another crisis. Female monitors lay up to 60 eggs per clutch. These eggs hatch within 9 months, producing dozens of new predators. Each young animal reaches reproductive age after only 3 years. Mathematical models show their population could double every 5 years without intervention. Cape Coral residents report increasing encounters. Monitors enter swimming pools, hide under vehicles, and nest in attics. Their sharp claws and aggressive temperament make removal dangerous. Professional trappers charge hundreds of dollars per capture, but more monitors quickly replace those removed. The real nightmare? Scientists believe they are spreading beyond Cape Coral. 2. The Burmese pine. The Everglades once teemed with mammals. Today, marsh rabbits have virtually disappeared. Bobcat sightings dropped by 87%. Raccoon populations crashed by 99%. The culprit? Burmese pythons that now number over 100,000 in South Florida. These Asian giants grow up to 20 feet long and weigh 200 pounds. They swallow prey whole, from wading birds to adult alligators. Research teams have found deer, bobcats, and even Florida panthers inside python stomachs. One specimen contained 3 whole deer. Hurricane Andrew accelerated their invasion in 1992. The storm destroyed a python breeding facility, releasing hundreds into the wild. Pet owners also dumped unwanted snakes when they grew too large. Now they breed throughout the Everglades, producing up to 100 eggs annually per female. Their hunting strategy proves devastatingly effective. Pythons use heat-sensing organs to detect warm-blooded prey in complete darkness. They remain motionless for days, waiting near game trails. When animals pass, they strike with lightning speed, constricting victims within seconds. Removal efforts barely dent their numbers. The state pays hunters to capture pythons, but dense vegetation makes finding them nearly impossible. Trained dogs can't track them effectively. Even radio-tagged pythons disappear for months. Scientists estimate hunters remove less than 1% of the population yearly. Speaking of reptiles taking over Florida, the next invader causes millions in property damage while sunbathing on your roof. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next invader. 3. The green iguana. Green iguanas. Once popular pets, now number over 1 million statewide. These prehistoric-looking lizards destroy gardens, undermine seawalls, and cause power outages. Miami-Dade County alone spends $3 million annually on iguana damage. Adult iguanas reach 6 feet in length and weigh 20 pounds. They devour expensive landscaping, stripping plants bare overnight. Homeowners wake to find prized orchids destroyed and fruit trees stripped of leaves. Commercial nurseries report losses exceeding $10,000 per incident. Their burrowing behavior creates serious structural problems. Iguanas dig extensive tunnel systems under sidewalks, pool decks, and foundations. These tunnels cause concrete to crack and collapse. Seawalls along canals crumble when iguana burrows compromise their integrity. One Palm Beach mansion suffered $40,000 in foundation damage from iguana tunnels. Cold weather offers temporary relief. When temperatures drop below 40 degrees, iguanas enter a dormant state and fall from trees. But they recover quickly once temperatures rise. Climate change means fewer cold snaps, allowing populations to explode further north. Female iguanas lay up to 70 eggs yearly. Baby iguanas mature in 3 years, creating exponential population growth. They have no natural predators in Florida. Hawks occasionally take juveniles, but adults are too large for native predators. However, while iguanas damage property, the next tiny invader destroyed Florida's most famous agricultural product entirely. 4. The Asian citrus psyllid. Florida once produced 70% of America's orange juice. Today, abandoned groves stretch for miles. Empty juice plants rust in the sun. Thousands of workers lost their jobs. The Asian citrus psyllid, an insect smaller than a rice grain, caused this catastrophe. This microscopic pest carries citrus greening disease, also called Huanglongbing. The disease blocks nutrient flow in citrus trees, producing bitter, misshapen fruit. Infected trees die within 5 years. Since arriving in 2005, the disease has infected every commercial grove in Florida. The economic devastation is staggering. Florida's citrus industry lost over $7 billion. Production dropped by 75%. Orange juice prices tripled nationwide. Family farms operating for generations went bankrupt. Entire communities built around citrus cultivation collapsed. The psyllid's reproduction cycle makes control nearly impossible. Females lay up to 800 eggs during their lifespan. New generations emerge every month. They spread between trees faster than farmers can spray pesticides. Wind carries them for miles, infecting new groves constantly. Scientists have tried everything. Pesticides kill psyllids but harm beneficial insects. Biological controls using parasitic wasps show limited success. Genetically modified trees resist the disease but face regulatory hurdles. Some researchers believe Florida's citrus industry may never fully recover. The battle against this tiny destroyer continues, but underground another invader tears through Florida's wilderness like a living bulldozer. 5. Feral pigs. Feral pigs destroy more Florida habitat than any other mammal. These descendants of escaped farm animals now number over 500,000 statewide. They tear through forests like rototillers, destroying everything in their path. Agricultural losses exceed $150 million annually. Feral hogs develop thick bristles, sharp tusks, and aggressive temperaments. Males reach 400 pounds and charge when threatened. Their powerful snouts root 3 feet deep, destroying native plant root systems. A single group of pigs can destroy acres of wetlands overnight. They eat absolutely everything. Feral pigs devour ground-nesting bird eggs, baby sea turtles, and small alligators. They raid farms, destroying crops worth thousands of dollars per night. They contaminate water sources with dangerous bacteria. Their wallowing behavior spreads invasive plant seeds across pristine habitats. Disease transmission poses another threat. Feral pigs carry 30 diseases transmittable to humans, pets, and livestock. These include brucellosis, pseudorabies, and swine flu. Contact with pig waste contaminates soil for years. Several Florida hunters have contracted serious infections from handling wild pig carcasses. Reproduction rates guarantee their expansion. Sows produce 2 litters yearly, each containing up to 12 piglets. Piglets mature in 6 months and immediately begin breeding. Without natural predators, populations double every 4 years. Current removal efforts eliminate only 30% annually. While pigs devastate land ecosystems, beneath Florida's crystal-clear waters, a beautiful predator is systematically destroying coral reefs. 6. Lionfish. Lionfish shouldn't exist in Florida waters. These Pacific Ocean natives have no business in the Atlantic, yet they've conquered the entire Florida coastline, from the Keys to the Panhandle. Marine biologists call them the most destructive fish invasion in history. Their venomous spines deliver excruciating stings that hospitalize dozens yearly. The pain has been compared to having molten metal injected into your veins. But their venom isn't what makes them ecological disasters. Their appetite is. A single lionfish consumes 20 small fish daily. They eat anything that fits in their mouths, including juvenile grouper, snapper, and parrotfish. Studies show lionfish reduce native fish populations by 90% within 5 weeks of arriving at a reef. They hunt in packs, herding prey fish into corners before devouring them. Their reproduction rate defies belief. Female lionfish release 30,000 eggs every 4 days. Ocean currents spread these eggs hundreds of miles. Baby lionfish mature in 1 year and immediately begin breeding. Scientists estimate millions now inhabit Florida waters, with populations doubling every 9 months. Removal programs barely make a dent. Divers organize lionfish derbies, competing to spear the most fish. Restaurants promote lionfish as sustainable seafood. The state eliminated bag limits and licensing requirements. Yet populations continue exploding. But while divers battle lionfish in open water, another invader lurks in Florida's murky swamps, breathing air and crawling across land. 7. Asian swamp eel. They've invaded Florida's freshwater systems from Tampa to Miami, and nothing seems to stop them. They grow 3 feet long and hide in mud banks during droughts. When ponds dry up, they burrow underground and enter dormancy. Rain reactivates them months later. This survival ability makes eradication impossible. They consume everything smaller than themselves. Asian swamp eels devour native fish eggs, amphibians, and aquatic insects. They hunt at night, using their excellent sense of smell to locate prey in murky water. Their presence causes native fish populations to crash within months of invasion. Their reproductive strategy ensures rapid spread. Swamp eels start life as females, then transform into males as they age. This sequential hermaphroditism means every individual can produce eggs at some point. They guard their young aggressively, ensuring high survival rates. Populations establish from just a few individuals. Movement between water bodies accelerates their invasion. During rain, swamp eels crawl hundreds of yards overland to colonize new habitats. They've been found in swimming pools, roadside ditches, and storm drains. Their ability to survive in polluted water gives them advantages over native species requiring clean habitat. 8. Blue tilapia. Blue tilapia reach 2 feet long and weigh 8 pounds. They form schools of thousands, moving through waterways like aquatic locusts. Their feeding behavior stirs up sediment, making water too murky for native fish to hunt effectively. They excel at reproduction. Blue tilapia breed year-round in Florida's warm waters. Females carry eggs in their mouths, protecting them from predators. Each female produces hundreds of offspring annually. Their young grow quickly, reaching breeding size in 6 months. Lakes experience population explosions within 2 years of introduction. Blue tilapia consume the same food as native fish but feed more efficiently. They strip vegetation that native fish use for spawning. Their nest-building behavior destroys habitat for other species. Native sunfish and bass populations crash wherever tilapia establish. Their tolerance for extreme conditions ensures survival. Blue tilapia thrive in polluted water that kills native fish. They survive in near-freezing temperatures and scorching heat. They tolerate salt levels that would kill freshwater species. Which animal surprised you the most? Tell us your story or experience. 9. Red fire ant. These South American invaders inject venom that burns like liquid fire. Every year they send thousands to emergency rooms. Their massive colonies contain up to 500,000 aggressive workers ready to swarm anything that threatens their territory. A single sting feels like a lit match pressed against skin. Multiple stings cause blistering welts that itch for weeks. Some victims experience anaphylactic shock, requiring immediate medical attention. Children playing in yards discover hidden mounds the hard way. Pets suffer swollen faces and paws from investigating these dangerous nests. Their ecological damage extends beyond painful stings. Fire ants attack ground-nesting birds, killing chicks and driving adults away. They swarm baby sea turtles emerging from nests. They destroy beneficial insects that pollinate crops. Native ant species disappear wherever fire ants establish, disrupting entire food chains. These ants spread through an unusual method called rafting. During floods, entire colonies link together, forming floating masses. These living rafts drift for miles, establishing new colonies wherever they land. Hurricane flooding spreads billions of fire ants across Florida annually. Bees ensure colonies' survival through massive reproduction. Each queen lays 1,500 eggs daily. Colonies produce new queens monthly during warm weather. These queens fly away to establish new colonies. A single acre can contain over 40 million fire ants across hundreds of mounds. Current control methods kill individual colonies but can't stop their spread. 10. Cuban tree frogs. These Caribbean invaders grow larger than any native tree frog, reaching 6 inches long. They sit perfectly still until prey approaches, then swallow victims whole. Native tree frogs don't recognize them as predators until it's too late. Their skin secretes toxic mucus that burns human skin and blinds pets. Homeowners handling them experience welts and allergic reactions. Dogs and cats that mouth them suffer excessive drooling and vomiting. The toxins protect them from predators while making them dangerous to handle. They invade homes through plumbing and electrical systems. Cuban tree frogs short-circuit air conditioners by sitting on electrical components. They clog toilets by entering through vent pipes. They die inside wall cavities, creating horrible odors. Removal services charge hundreds of dollars to extract them from homes. Native frog populations vanish wherever Cuban tree frogs establish. They eat green tree frogs, squirrel tree frogs, and even small lizards. Their tadpoles outcompete native tadpoles for food. They occupy breeding sites native frogs need for reproduction. Some areas report complete native frog elimination within 5 years. Females lay 4,000 eggs per clutch in any standing water. Swimming pools, bird baths, and buckets become nurseries. Tadpoles develop into adults in 1 month during summer. Their tolerance for urban environments means they thrive where native frogs struggle. Population models predict they'll colonize all of Florida within 10 years. 11. Brazilian pepper tree. These South American invaders form impenetrable thickets, covering 700,000 acres statewide. They release chemicals that kill surrounding plants. Their toxic sap causes severe rashes worse than poison ivy. What started as an ornamental plant became Florida's most aggressive plant invader. The trees produce thousands of bright red berries annually. Birds eat these berries and spread seeds miles away. Each seed that lands in suitable soil grows into a new tree within 2 years. These trees then produce their own seeds, creating exponential spread. Entire habitats transform into Brazilian pepper forests within a decade. Their allelopathic chemicals poison soil for native plants. These toxins prevent seed germination of competing species. Native plants die when Brazilian pepper roots invade their territory. The chemicals persist in soil for years after tree removal. Restoration requires expensive soil replacement to re-establish native vegetation. Wildlife suffers from habitat transformation. Brazilian pepper forests provide little food for native animals. Birds that depend on native berries find nothing to eat. Butterflies lose host plants for their caterpillars. Mammals avoid the dense thickets that block movement. biodiversity crashes wherever Brazilian pepper dominates. Removal costs millions annually with limited success. Cutting trees causes aggressive resprouting from roots. Herbicides kill trees but contaminate surrounding areas. Burning spreads toxic smoke that hospitalizes nearby residents. Biological controls using insects show promise but work slowly. 12 Australian pine. These tall, wispy trees line many Florida beaches, providing shade and windbreaks, but they're ecological disasters. Their shallow roots destabilize dunes. Their dense shade eliminates native plants. Storm winds topple them easily, turning them into battering rams that destroy buildings. They grow 70 feet tall with massive canopies that block all sunlight. Nothing grows beneath them except their own seedlings. Beach ecosystems that evolved over thousands of years disappear within decades of Australian pine invasion. Sea turtle nesting suffers catastrophically. Australian pines shade beaches, cooling sand below temperatures needed for egg incubation. Their root systems make digging nests impossible. Fallen branches trap hatchlings trying to reach the ocean. Some beaches report 90% nesting decline after Australian pine establishment. Their reproductive strategy ensures continuous spread. Each tree produces millions of wind-dispersed seeds annually. Seeds germinate in sand, salt spray, and poor soil where native plants struggle. Seedlings grow 6 feet yearly, quickly dominating landscapes. Hurricane winds spread seeds across entire counties simultaneously. 13. Old World climbing fern. This Asian vine grows 200 feet long, smothering entire trees. During wildfires, it carries flames from ground level to tree crowns, creating infernos that destroy everything. Fire that would normally stay low and manageable becomes catastrophic because of this single plant. The fern spreads faster than any other invasive vine in Florida. Its microscopic spores travel hundreds of miles on wind currents. Each plant produces billions of spores throughout the year. These spores germinate wherever they land on moist soil. New vines grow 90 feet annually, quickly reaching reproductive maturity. Native plants suffocate under thick fern blankets. The vine blocks all sunlight from reaching forest floors. Native ferns, wildflowers, and shrubs die from lack of light. Trees struggle to photosynthesize as vines cover their leaves. Entire forest understories disappear, replaced by impenetrable fern walls. Wildlife loses critical habitat as climbing fern spreads. Birds can't navigate through dense vine tangles. Small mammals lose ground cover for protection. Insects that pollinate native plants find no flowers to visit. The simplified ecosystem supports far fewer species than natural forests. Control efforts cost millions with minimal success. Herbicides require repeated applications that harm native plants. Manual removal is impossible in remote areas. Workers can't even walk through dense infestations. Biological controls using moths show promise, but work slowly. 14. Water hyacinth. This South American plant is destroying Florida's waterways. Dense mats block entire rivers. Boats can't navigate. Fish die from oxygen depletion. Water treatment plants clog with vegetation. This single species costs Florida $50 million annually in control efforts. The plant doubles its coverage every 12 days in optimal conditions. A single plant becomes 65,000 plants within one growing season. These plants interlock, forming mats 3 feet thick. Aquatic ecosystems collapse under water hyacinth coverage. The mats block 95% of sunlight from reaching underwater. Native aquatic plants die without light for photosynthesis. Decomposing plants consume dissolved oxygen, suffocating fish. Water temperatures drop, disrupting breeding cycles of native species. Economic impacts extend beyond environmental damage. Commercial fishing becomes impossible in infested waters. Waterfront property values plummet when lakes become impassable. Tourism suffers as recreational boating areas close. Flood control systems fail when water hyacinth blocks drainage canals. Hurricane flooding worsens when storm water can't flow through clogged waterways. Mechanical removal barely keeps pace with growth. Harvesting machines cost thousands daily to operate. Removed plants must be disposed of carefully to prevent spread. Seeds remain viable for 20 years in sediment. 15. Melaleuca tree. Today, Melaleuca covers 500,000 acres of South Florida wetlands. They've transformed diverse ecosystems into monoculture forests, where nothing else survives. Each tree produces millions of seeds, stored in woody capsules. Fire, frost, or mechanical damage triggers massive seed release. A single tree releases 20 million seeds simultaneously. These seeds carpet the ground, inches thick. They germinate immediately in wet soil, creating impenetrable seedling forests. Within 5 years, diverse wetlands become pure Melaleuca stands. The trees alter fundamental ecosystem processes. Their leaves contain oils that make soil acidic and hydrophobic. Water runs off instead of soaking in, disrupting wetland hydrology. Native plants can't grow in the altered soil chemistry. The thick leaf litter prevents native seed germination. Even after tree removal, soil remains inhospitable for years. Wildlife abandons Melaleuca forests. Birds find no food in the monotonous canopy. Alligators can't move through dense stands. Fish lose spawning areas as wetlands dry. The simplified habitat supports 80% fewer species than native ecosystems. The Everglades' famous biodiversity disappears wherever Melaleuca dominates. Fire behavior changes dangerously. Melaleuca leaves contain flammable oils that burn extremely hot. Crown fires spread rapidly through connected canopies. These intense fires destroy native plants adapted to cooler surface fires. Ironically, fire triggers massive seed release, ensuring Melaleuca dominance after burns. What shocked you most about these invasive species? Share your experiences in the comments below and subscribe for more videos about the hidden environmental battles happening across America.